Hello, this is F. Welcome to episode 31 of my Ottoman Empire campaign. Last episode, our forces captured Königsberg for our Prussian allies and laid siege to Gdańsk and Breslau. The drums of war have returned. Today the Commonwealth in Breslau attempts a desperate breakout to lift the siege. The garrison must hold the walls, artillery must dominate the approaches, and the central army cannot falter. We will repel the Commonwealth assault and secure the key prize, for the glory of the Empire and the Sultan. Let's get into it. So, comes down to us once more attacking Breslau. This will be the second battle, I believe. For Breslau, we can see the Polish forces consist currently of several cavalry squadrons, 6-7 line infantry, couple of pandurs and firelock citizenry, and about 3 battalions of cannons. So I think we're going to get into this, set up our forces. So it's quite a hilly terrain at this stage. We'll set up our forces, keep them quite concentrated at the start of the battle, get our cannons to focus fire on parts of the enemy fort. Looks like on both extreme left and right flanks of the fort itself there are some units out already marching in the direction of our forces. There seems to be a few line infantry within the fort itself, so that could prove difficult to capture the fort in the coming battle. And it does look like at least 2 units of cannons are on the far right flank, so I'm hoping that with our concentrated start position the cannons shouldn't be much of an effect, or shouldn't have much of an effect on our troops. We are just manoeuvring our forces on our left flank, just getting ready for that potential Polish push on their right flank. If we can take the lead and push aggressively towards the Polish right, hopefully we can take them out and then concentrate our forces in the centre and crush them in turn. So we have some Hajdut irregulars, we'll just get them set up. We're going to have our 2nd battalion of cannons begin bombarding the enemy fort. We need to just create a opening within the fort just to ensure that we can get our forces in if we cannot take the ramparts. So overall, I'm not too worried with the state of the enemy army. As I said earlier, there's about 7 line infantry, so our forces are more than capable of dealing with these troops in turn. Just sped up to see if we can cripple that section of the fort for now, and try and see if we can take some pot shots at some of the enemy as they maneuver around the fort. But again, we're not seeing a lot of movement from the Polish line. They seem to be keeping their forces at bay, so I think we will need to look at moving our forces forward in the not too distant future. Just reposition our cavalry, so we still have the Delhi horsemen as our main cavalry force. So they are light cavalry, so we don't want to have too many melee engagements with the Polish cavalry units that they have in the field. So we want to continue our push forward, get our line infantry, cavalry and the Hajdut irregulars just marching towards the right flank of the Polish line. Just speed up this process a little bit. I think we have a mixture of the Bielak Janissaries. Again, they cannot use bayonets and they do not form square, so they'll be supported, at least detachment 1 will be, group 1 will be supported by group 4 of Israelis, just to offer that capability with bayonets and square formation. They are currently out of position, so we'll need to just correct that in a minute. One of our cannons continues to provide suppressing fire. But yeah, our main focus is to try and move up and hit this Polish right flank. So I believe there are a mixture of line infantry on the Polish side, as well as some cavalry units, and potentially 1 or 2 firelock infantry or citizenry. So with our 5 units of line infantry, I don't think we'll have an issue, and we have the cavalry units in support as well as the Hajdut irregulars as well. So we'll just need to keep an eye as the Polish forces manoeuvre between left and right flank. They're passing the front of the fort, so we'll just have to keep an eye on that, our sort of right flank, just to make sure we don't get surrounded by some Polish forces as they reinforce their right flank. So our units are continuing to manoeuvre forward, going at a steady pace. We do not want to be caught off guard in this manoeuvre. We'll now split up our Israeli line just to even out the odds in case we have a cavalry charge into our flanks. Let's see, what do the Polish have? So we've got some line infantry, got hussars, another line infantry, so we've got at least 3 line infantry of foot and a couple of cavalry units coming in. So we need to bring our Hajdut irregulars forward as well. They'll offer good support. I mean, they won't be able to stand a chance in a cavalry attack, but they can provide some suppressing fire against the enemy as required. So we'll continue to move our line up. Come on guys, you guys got to re-maneuver. Let's get you into place as quickly as we can. So this will be our second capture of Breslau. It should all go to plan. I think again we'll gift this to our Prussian allies, but it is becoming a bit tedious having to recapture this city once more. We're going to lose loads of men in this engagement, most undoubtedly, and we can't keep doing this for our Prussian allies, so eventually we're going to have to look at either taking the cities permanently or crushing the Polish. And I think this time around we need to significantly weaken the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth just so they're no longer a threat, and we can divert our attentions to Isfahan and North Africa and Madrid. So we need to take out the Persians and the Spanish. That's our next major focus to bring this to a close. So our Polish forces continue to do some manoeuvres. So we've got our forces lined up. Let's see if we can benefit from their manoeuvrings and try and get our units up and into battle as promptly as possible. There appears to be a slight hill in the center here, so we'll try and use that to protect our flanks. Get some Israelis to the far left of that hill. See if we can engage their line infantry. Now the Belek Janissaries are decent when it comes to reload skill and their firing skills compared to European line. I don't think they are that bad. I think they may be on par. So we just need to keep track of the engagement and make sure that we can maneuver our troops as swiftly as possible. It appears that there's no further movements across the front of the fort. So we'll get our Hajdut irregulars up and just redeploy our cavalry. Okay, there doesn't look like there's any Polish forces this far back, so we'll try and get our line infantry into position promptly and then move our Belek Janissaries forward just so that we can ensure that enough men are engaged in battle. And the Janissaries have begun their volleys already, so that is positive news for us. They have begun the engagement, and we just maneuver our forces forward. Come on guys, you need to hurry up. Guys are running uphill, I know, but you guys need to get there. We'll just definitely need to keep track of the Hajdut irregulars. We do not want them eating cavalry charges for breakfast, that is for certain. And this unit of Belek Janissaries are really getting a beating, it seems. They're already down on quite a few units. They're repositioning, I think. We have our Israelis. They've been firing, but I don't think they've been overly effective with the hill or terrain in the way. And we got some cavalry units right there. I mean, this is like tricky. The cavalry units could just charge at them, but they're not appearing to do anything. So, I mean, if they don't want to do anything, we will happily take pot shots at them, that's for sure. A unit of Byle Janissaries that have engaged the Polish line are already down to like 125 men or so. So they've lost quite a lot of men, which is not ideal. We'll push our forces forward just to provide additional support to those troops and just try and take the fire away from them. I mean, the Polish aren't reacting to that Israeli line right there on their doorstep, so we're going to just push them forward and see if we can take pot shots at the enemy cavalry units. I think there's now about 3 cavalry units in play, so that's not good, and the terrain is messing us up. Oh my god, come on guys. Okay, move forward and just see the best you can do with that terrain. That terrain is ridiculous. Okay, we're going to inch forward here. We're not going to run the troops, but we're going to inch forward to the enemy cavalry and see if we can do any damage. Oh my god, those Byle Janissaries are already down to like 84 men, 76 men. They're just being decimated. This is ridiculous, but it is a sacrifice that we have to have. Okay guys, come on, get ready to volley. Take out those cavalry. I can hear some horses going down, but I think they are taking out some of the horse, but again, our Byle Janissaries are rarely being hit there. They're down to 59 men already. They might break soon at this point. Continue to move our forces up on the Polish right flank, just putting additional pressure on the remaining troops there. The cavalry are still in play. They haven't budged or moved at all, even with the attacks. And I just don't know what the AI is doing. It's just everyone's just keeping in play there. We've got a horse unit, provincial cavalry moving forward, that are being potentially hit, but I think they're going to run straight into our Byle Janissaries. And a couple of units have gone down. Are they going to move away? Looks like they might be moving away. Enemy cavalry is fleeing, and the forces are now manoeuvring. They've got a wake-up call. We need to bring in our Delhi horsemen. We've got some cavalry marching in the direction of our Hajdut irregulars. This is not going to be great. We've got more cavalry marching towards our Byle Janissaries, who cannot form square formation, and they're just going to walk straight into the units. The cavalry, okay, one unit of cavalry has now fled. We'll bring our troops in. The second cavalry unit is fleeing. We've got our Hajdut irregulars engaging with some line infantry. This is going to be deadly for them, at least for our Hajdut irregulars most likely. Need to bring in our cavalry just to support them there. Okay, this overview, I know we are rocking around a lot at the moment, but we just need to keep an eye on everything. And we can see on our far right of the screen that some forces from the Polish left flank are now heading in the direction of our troops, where our cannons are, the main force. So the force now on the Polish right flank continue to maneuver down to try and see if we can break the remaining Polish-Lithuanian forces. I think we can get our cavalry in now. They should be safe enough to maneuver them without too much worry. We still have a good number of line infantry on this side of the battlefield. And we can see there is a breach in the fort wall, so that is positive news. So we need to try and crush this right flank as swiftly as we can. There is a cavalry unit coming in. They're going to hit, oh no, they're going to hit our, come on guys, pull out, pull out, pull out. They haven't hit our Hajdut irregulars, so that's good. They are fleeing, I believe, so we can try and take some pot shots at them. Let's continue to move our line infantry forward. So we've got a regiment of horse that's returned to the battle. Okay, we need to reposition our forces promptly. There's some Polish line moving now towards our main battle line. So let's reposition our forces there. We're going to push our Bialek Janissaries forward, and I believe we're going to send a unit of Israelis up to the fort ramparts to try and capture the fort. So we've got some units fleeing from the Polish side, and we've got another unit left in square formation, and they're just breaking that. So let's get our weakened unit of Bialek Janissaries just to see if we can harass them a little bit. And we need to send our Delhi horsemen. Come on guys, let's go, let's go, let's go. Maneuver them into place. While our forces are maneuvering, we'll check on the main force. You can see some enemy cavalry marching slowly towards us. Let's redeploy the line. So we have 3 units of Bialek Janissaries. We'll just march them into position, and we'll have some, I think we've got 3 Israeli line. Let's move those Samad Janissaries out. We'll maneuver the Israeli line up, and we can maneuver the Samad Janissaries just to the edge of the map. So we are holding our own at this point in time. We have our Hajdut regulars just moving them forward towards the edge of the fort. We have some Polish lancers inbound. Okay, we need to redeploy our forces. Okay, come on guys. Yeah, let's get you out the way, get you out the way. Come on, move, move, move. Oh, they never fired a shot and they've been caught. Okay, you guys need to go in and attack. We'll bring the cavalry in as well. So we bring our Delhi horsemen in. That's not going to be a good engagement. Delhi horsemen, that unit is down to 38 men now. Okay, so we just have to monitor that. We have 2 units on the rampart, so we'll get them into the fort itself just to capture and hold the fort while we deal with the remaining Polish forces. And okay, we've got our cavalry units are inbound. Come on guys, take out those Polish forces. Okay, our Bialek Janissaries are moving out of engagement. Okay, I wonder if we've probably killed them all off. Okay, that's fine, looks like they're all gone. Let's redeploy our forces. We need to double check on the rest of the battle map in a minute. Looks like most of the Polish forces on the right flank and rear have been dealt with. So we can run down that unit potentially, or no, I think we'll bring up our cavalry just to offer additional support. And we've got some inbound cavalry from the enemy side. Let's redeploy our general. Cavalry's coming in. They're going to hit straight for our Bialek Janissaries. Come on guys, fire shots. We've got a few cavalry were hit. Quite a few of their number were taken out in that volley, so that's good. Redeploy our lines just for the incoming forces from the Polish left flank. We've got some forces redeploying. Oh, what happened there? Looks like cavalry have hit our Hajdut irregulars, and we didn't pick up on that earlier. We've got to send our cavalry in to support. Come on, Delhi horsemen, go in and support your brothers in arms. Okay, let's redeploy. Now this is getting ridiculous. We're probably going to lose a lot more men than we were hoping for. Our target still remains that 10%, that golden 10%. Okay, we redeployed our lines, and our grenadiers are beyond our line infantry, so we just need to move them back. The enemy cavalry is fleeing at this point. We're redeploying our lines. We've got some of the Polish forces, look like they are now heading in the direction of the fort. I think that's because we've attempted to capture the center of the fort. Okay, let's just see what's happening. We've got some engagement on the new line's left flank. Let's redeploy our Bialek Janissaries. We've got another enemy cavalry unit inbound to us promptly. Let's see if we can redeploy our forces. I mean, it's not a good time to deploy your forces while cavalry is charging headlong into you. Oh my gosh, this is not going to go down well. Oh, why did I do that? Okay, wait, the cavalry has stopped. Okay guys, come on, fire. Try and take out the cavalry. What are you guys doing? Take out the cavalry. Fire. Okay, one guy, well done. That was epic. One guy managed to fire at the enemy cavalry. Let's see. Let's take out these cannons. Come on guys, quickly before they unlimber themselves. So let's see, I think we'll bring our units forward, perhaps take the ramparts on the top just to claim that gate in the front entrance to the fort, and then we'll have our Israeli line at the bottom because they can form square formation if they needed to, but I don't think there's any more cavalry left, so yeah, we'll just get them in there just to attack any inbound Polish forces, but I think we'll try and take them out while they're manoeuvring back to the fort, and we'll need to look at bringing our forces forward. The enemy cavalry is right there, they haven't done anything. Okay, I've sent my Janissaries to try and attack them, but I think they might be getting some friendly fire from running in front of our line infantry, so that was poorly managed on my part, definitely. And I think the enemy cavalry are moving off, so they are leaving the battlefield. Our dialects are getting a real pounding in this battle. We're moving our Israeli line forward. Yeah, so we're just moving everything forward now. I think we're nearing the end part of the game. Sending our Bialak Janissaries in to hit some enemy Pandurs, I think, that are marching forward. Just have to look at redeploying our forces here. Our Hajdut irregulars are going to get a big pounding against those line infantry. So we're going to bring our cavalry in just to hit those units from behind. Come on guys, move forward, get into position. Come on guys, sabers up. Hit them, they're reloading, hit them now, hit them now. Charge of the sabers, let's go. Well, at least one gunshot went off, so before our guys engaged. We've got one of our Hajdut irregulars are routing now. That's not what we wanted. Come on guys, you need to move faster, you need to move faster. What is going on? We need to really be on top form. Okay, what else is happening? We've got our horses, we need to pull them back, they are being attacked. Wouldn't be surprised if that one unit of Delhi horsemen flee imminently. They're down to like 25 men, it looks like. Let's bring our forces back. They don't need to chase after the Pandurs. Okay, we're repositioning the line. It looks like more of the Polish forces have now started to flee. Okay, we'll just tighten the noose on the remaining line infantry. Let's move forward guys, move forward and engage. I think our cavalry are being attacked by an enemy battalion that have turned around to face them. We're going to send our cavalry in and just take them out head on. We've definitely lost a few more men there. Ah, this is ridiculous. I've not managed to swallow it all. Okay, our Hajdut irregulars have come back into play, so let's use them to take out any fleeing forces. I definitely think we will be well above our 10% target for this battle. Okay, and that's pretty much it. I think all Polish forces are now routing, so we'll look to get our cavalry to take out as many units as possible before they get too far, and we'll also need to look at getting our general unit engaged as well. Looks like there's a Polish square formation still lingering. So let's see, what can we do with our forces? So, yep, our unit is routing. I think there's about 11 men left of the Delhi horsemen, so that is not ideal at all. We'll need to use our remaining cavalry just to try and run down as many troops as possible. And very soon we'll need to speed up this engagement just so we can get to the end of the battle as promptly as possible. We need to get our general moving as well. Okay, so this is very much a mop-up session. So it'll be interesting to see when we get out of the battle how many men we've actually lost, sort of percentage-wise. Hopefully it won't be too high, and you know, for every unit, for every soldier that we save, you know, it's one less replacement we need. and will support us in future engagements as well, and they can gain more experience because these guys are taking forever to get decent experience. I mean, okay, yeah, I'm not managing them well in these battles, but live and learn. Okay, looks like most of the units are now off the map, so we're nearly at the end. We have sped things up and we're just taking out the remaining lingering forces. Okay, so overall the engagement was pretty decent. I think we've lost pretty much one full unit unless they return back on the campaign map, but I think the Bileg Janissaries have received a real beating from the Polish line infantry, which is not ideal, and that's not even having melee combat. Maybe we should have rushed them into melee combat. I think the Bileg Janissaries are slightly better at melee combat than the European line or selected European line infantry. That is a great view of the Janissaries, but that's it for the battle. We'll assess the situation in a few minutes. Yes, okay, so quite a few men have died in this engagement, which is not ideal at all. I mean, some units lost quite a few men, like one unit there, Bileg Janissaries, and lost about 3 men. Another unit lost 123. This is very bad management on my part. Very bad. What's that? We lost about 569 men, so I think that's about 24%, so well above our expected target, which is not ideal at all. We definitely won't be signing a treaty with Russia, I don't think, unless they accept just a peace treaty, and they will not. So, okay, we are still at war with the Russians. And as that turn comes to an end, we need to consolidate our forces in Gdańsk as well, preparation for any attack that might come from there. And once again we have another rebellion in Poland. It's like rebellion without end, this is. We've got some Polish forces and a rebellion. We've got some additional buildings built, new cities coming out, and we have another public servant has died. Okay, let's just quickly crush this force in Breslau. They would not surrender, and we've lost about 84 men there, so that's well below our target of only about 4.6% lost in this little engagement. So it was a quick one, but yeah, we didn't have time to dilly-dally about. I think we just needed to take that city of Breslau for the 3rd time now, or have the 3rd battle, I should say, and we'll look to gift that back to the Prussians, I should say, not the Polish, the Prussians. And the rebel forces, we just are going to hit them hard as well and just take out the battle. You can see the battle stats there. We'll just take them out of the battle. We lost about 197 men, so that's about 11.5% of our forces lost there. So again, slightly over our target of 10%, but we need to just end this as soon as possible so we can focus on crushing the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth and then moving on to our targets in Persia and the Spanish. So, okay, it looks like we've cleared most of the Polish forces within Poland proper. There's still unrest within the city, so we do need to deal with that in due course. But I think overall it's not been too bad of a session. So we'll try and gift, well, we won't try, but we'll give Silesia back to the Prussians. And no, not East Prussia. We want to give Silesia back to the Prussians. Yep. So they've got Silesia back under their control. It's whether or not they can hold the city from the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth. We do have Gdańsk under siege at the moment. I think we'll swap our forces around and send them back to Poland, and we'll get our other army to besiege them. So Baltasy, Mehmet will besiege Gdańsk. We have a slightly higher troop count there, and I think if we can bring this half stack into Warsaw, that should reduce the unrest that we are seeing currently within the city. and then next turn we can take out the remaining rebel forces that have rebelled within Poland. I think looking at the rest of the campaign map, not much else is happening. We can attempt a peace treaty with Russia, see if they'll take carbines, which is very crappy tech, and they won't, so yeah, they're not going to peace out. See, can we get trade agreement with Italian states? They are not at war with Prussia, they are at war with Hanover, so I think they will attempt to take Munich if we gave them access to our territory, so we do not want to do that at this point in time. We do not need them striking out and taking loads of cities left, right and centre, and then becoming a thorn in our side later on. Okay, at some point we will need to take out Brandenburg. I doubt the Prussians have the ability to capture this city, and we'll continue to develop our Eastern Army in preparation for our assault on the Persian Empire, and redeploy forces to launch our attack finally against the Spanish Empire. So things to look forward to. That's it for today. If you found this enjoyable, please like and subscribe, as this really helps the channel to grow. Drop a comment about the Ottoman Empire's development or what you would have changed or done differently. Thanks for watching. I'm F. See you next time.